Hello, welcome to Cream Talks. I'm your host, Nuka Jab. Short Talks is Cream Talks is short talks about creamy subjects. Nuka Jab, aka the Seat Swap Sniper King of Warzone, aka your favorite Warzone streamer's favorite Warzone rapper. What's good? What's good, man? It's just such a beautiful day today. The sun finally came out. Feels like 75 degrees right now, even though the temperature doesn't say. The temperature says like 55, but it feels like 75 because I'm directly in the sun. I just wanted to sit out here, man. Thought I'd go live while I'm out here. Might as well. Might as well. And today's creamy topic is just, the new sniper meta. I was thinking about this today. The new Hawker, the meta sniper, the best sniper apparently. Hey, C Scott, what up, man? Thanks for saying hi already. Appreciate you, brother. I'm of the camp that the VS Recon was I've already on record that I think it's one of the greatest snipers of all time, and the Hawker is definitely a little bit better, but I'm finding it a little bit harder to use for a few different reasons. And one of the reasons I think is that everyone's using it. All of a sudden we have a sniper meta, everyone's using it, man, especially in solos. Most now to run across someone with a SMG and an AR, I'd say, whereas before it'd be like 70% plus of the people were doing that. Now we're down to like maybe 50%, 50% of people are aiming in at you with a sniper rifle. And trust me, I know, because I'm flying high over the sky in a helicopter most of the time. And all I see is glint after glint after glint after glint. It got me thinking, I kind of liked it better before when everyone wasn't sniping, just because it was easier for me, When you're you guys all know, when you're up against a sniper, it's like you're under an alarm clock, right? Like you only got so much time. To peek, you only got so much time left alive, especially if you're in a bad position. Especially if they have a really good position. Especially if they have a really good head glitch, and especially if they're a good player. You're in a time crunch. You got to make a move. You're put under pressure. The same way when you have the sniper and they're at you with a more pushy loadout, right? If you don't have an iron position, you're under a time crunch too. You got to hit that shot before that person closes the distance, and all of a sudden they have the superior loadout, right? And that's just kind of how it goes. That's the way it is, right? You know what I mean? So if they're gonna nerf this sniper, which I'm sure they will eventually, I don't know how long it's gonna take them. I'm kind of for it. The other thing, and this is more interesting. So the perks, I really like what they did with the game. I've talked about that before. The survivor perk, man, I don't know why they couldn't think of that before. It basically replaces the self-revive in the sniper battles, right? So you get headshot, you don't go down, so you have that perk, and you can play it up, and it saves your life. Here's a couple problems with that, though. And this doesn't really apply to as much of the casual players, but, a sniper's always been like a great equalizer. Let's say I come against one of the best players, and let's say I'm one-on-one against Metaphor, right? And I got a sniper. So if I have a sniper, I always got a chance. That's kind of been the motto of Warzone, especially in solos. All you got to do is hit that one shot. Even if they have a self-revive, you can thirst them, or you can close the distance and finish them off. No pun, no diddy. Here's the thing though. If they have Survivor, and they're one of the best in the world, like Metaphor, even a top, let's say a top 5% player, you you don't really have much of a chance, man. You really don't. Yeah, you can knock them, and if they're not behind cover, you can get that second shot to finish them off. Actually, that's the way it was in the old days with the self-revive. Now they don't go down. They're saved and they're not down, so they can get behind cover. They can play it up. Yeah, there's a time watch. I mean, there's only so much times they can do that and not run out of plates and stuff. But they might even have the perk that refills their plates, and that brings up the capper to this is that if they have specialists, when you're going against someone that's specialist and they're a top-notch player in this meta, with the way Survivor works and the other perks that help you survive, you know, you don't really have a chance. You really don't. If you're one-on-one against Metaphor, there was always that you could get him with a headshot. You know, you could down him with a headshot. Like if I come up against Metaphor, yeah, he's gonna kill me probably 99 times out of 100. Man, no, it's just how good he is. That's just how good he is, and I'm in the top 5% of solo players. I am. If you look at my KD or whatever, I'm in the top. I'm probably in the top 0.2%. He is so much better than me that if he has specialists, I don't have a chance to kill him. I really don't. So I don't want him to get rid of Survivor. I know it sounds like I'm saying it's broken, it's busted, but I like what they do. I think it's a great equalizer. And I like the fact that they put that in the game and they got rid of self-revives. And they didn't get rid of them, but you know what I mean? It's really hard to get them. Not everyone has a goddamn self-revive every single time you down them. But it's just something to think about, you know? Something to think about. No matter how bad a player you are in this game, especially in the old game with the aim assist all boosted up and the one-shot snipers, everyone had a chance to down even the best player in the world and kill him. I would say right now, I was watching Metaphor yesterday play, man. I was watching him. He had specialists, and he even said himself, he's like, I don't really think I can lose with the specialists. It takes basically bad luck for him to lose. So, you know, that's interesting. And I'm telling, and you may be, you know, especially if you're a casual player, I'm saying I'm not. I go hard. I try as hard as I can. I'm sure I'm in the top 5%, especially if you're just looking at solos. And I might even be way higher than that. I don't really know, but I know I'm way up there. And I probably can't kill him. If he has specialists, I probably can't kill him. If we land together and I get a sniper, he doesn't have a survivor, you know, yeah, I might be able to get a good shot and get him. Or if he's pushing so hard because he's always trying to get a world record, you know, I might be able to get him that way too because he's just extending so hard that he's putting himself at risk. But if he has specialists, I'm probably not going to be able to get him. Probably not, man. So I don't know what the answer is. I don't want him to buff the snipers anymore. I kind of think specialists shouldn't be as common as it is. I think that's one thing. I like it in the game. I think, you know, but it's getting a little too easy to get. It's not hard to get $30,000. It's not. If you're a casual player, you might think it's hard. It's not hard to do contracts. Sometimes you just kill one person and they drop 30K. It happens all the time. And then you can get it at least 2 different ways on the map with the Easter eggs. So by the end of the game, you know, most of the sweaty players have it. And if you make it to the end of the game, usually if you kill someone, they'll drop it. Especially if you kill a sweaty player, and you might get lucky and kill someone that killed a sweaty player and get it. But by the end of the game, it's almost like when it gets down to like 8 players, most of them, half of them are gonna have specialists, man. So that's like the new meta, really, is getting specialists. And it's hard if you're running a sniper loadout. It is hard to get someone finished off. No diddy, if they have specialists, man. Even if you're a top-notch sniper, dude. If they're near any cover and they have that survivor, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to finish them off. So I don't have any answers. I'm just really spitballing here and just, you know, thinking about it a lot because I was thinking like, oh, should they nerf this new sniper, you know? It probably doesn't matter if they do. Probably doesn't matter. I don't want them to go back to Warzone 2 where it actually takes 2 shots to down them. I think the specialist is the survivor is a great compromise. I just think it's too easy to get. Like, maybe you should just have to run it as a perk. I don't run it as a perk. I'm not giving up my sprinter and my adaptive. I'm not. I think most top players aren't going to give up those perks, you know. So, yeah, I don't really have the answer. I think specialist is the problem, not necessarily the snipers. And it's okay. The other thing is the Hawker has a really good fire rate. You hit that first shot, they have survivor. You can hit that second. You can take that second shot within a second. So a lot of times that would happen. That's what happens. And which on a side note too, if you guys in playing only squad games, I see this with my friends every time we play. Don't be so thirsty. You know what I'm talking about. They are obsessed with thirsting their downs. And I get it. They want to get that kill. They're watching their score all the time. They're watching their KD. It's all about, if they don't get that full, it doesn't register. It doesn't count, right? But here's the thing, man. There's almost no self-revives anywhere. It's so hard to get a self-revive. It should be that hard to get specialists, but it's actually way easier to get specialists than it is to get a self-revive in this game, current version of this game. You need to remember that. When you're playing squads, you get it down, turn your attention to something else. Surviving, getting cover, plating up, or getting another kill, another down. You are getting yourself killed with these thirsts. I see it over and over and over again. I'm not going to name my friends. You know who my friends are if you watch me play with the squad. You already know what I'm talking about. Don't be so thirsty. It's getting you killed. It's actually bringing your KD down. It is in these team games. It is, man. The game has changed so much. It's just habit. You're just doing it out of habit. Thirsting. You're emptying your mag to get the thirst when you needed those bullets to survive and help your team and get 2 kills instead of 1. Man. You watch these clips of these guys getting like wiping squads in Rebirth. Well, Rebirth's different. It's easier to get self-revive there, but you know what I'm saying. Their first instinct when they get it down is not to thirst. All the good players have that quality. There's exceptions to that rule. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it makes a lot of sense. But when it's a team fight, you need to immediately turn your attention to surviving or getting another kill and helping your team out. Stop being so damn thirsty, man. There's hardly nobody has self-revive. Nobody has self-revive, dudes. They're not going to get up. They need their team to help them up. Hey, man, just saying. Clutch with Chucky. Facts, he's good at what he do. You talking about Metaphor? Yeah, Metaphor is the best, man. Crazy J's the mechanic. My sniper doesn't have glint. Yeah, I know there's some of those, but, most of us still use the scope for maximum efficiency. For a long time, in the past seasons, I was using that thermal 3x scope, which had no glint as well, and you could see through the smokes, which is pretty awesome. But hey, man, it's hard to hit those 100-meter moonshots, and it's hard to be cruising in the chopper without some magnification, bro. But good point taken. I've been getting killed by hackers with no scoping Car 98s quite a bit the last 2 weeks. That's the number one sign that you're cheating. But some players do that. I mean, Pie Man famous for running around with no scope. He's legit. But man, that was a quick 13 minutes. So I guess I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. Shout out to Scott for saying hi. Appreciate you guys tuning into this cream stream. And Clutch with Chucky and Crazy J, man. Hope y'all are having a beautiful day. It's awesome here today. I don't know where y'all, I know the rest of America's all effed up, but out here in Fresno, Cali, oof, got this bright sunshine. It is nice out today, man. We've been buried in fog for like a month. Finally started going away the last couple days. Still foggy in the mornings, but sun's out, getting that vitamin D. I don't think I'll be on tonight. If I do, it'll just be with the squad. It won't be solos. Tomorrow morning, though, early, I plan to get up. We're going to run 2 hours of solo games, cruising in the chopper. Warzone's greatest seat swap and snooker jab. Stay getting that chicken. Catch y'all later. Thanks for watching.